Hey guys, it's Michael. Welcome back to another video. This is video number 2 of our top 5 movie review series, and today I'm going to be doing sci-fi. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. We're going to start with my 5th favorite, The Fly. This was directed by David Cronenberg, came out in 1986, starring Jeff Goldblum. It is a really fantastic sci-fi movie. I highly recommend it. Let's talk about what is good about the film. Okay, so David Cronenberg is a Canadian-born director. His breakthrough hit was in 1981. It was Scanners. So this movie, what I like best about it is the set pieces. The set design is really fantastic. Everything's well done. The movie has a real horror feel to it, which I really like. There's action in it. There's comedy. The scene where Jeff Goldblum is arm wrestling a guy in a bar is really funny. And the gore in this movie is pretty amped up for 1986. But it's a really fantastic film. I recommend you see it. All of Cronenberg's movies are eerie, they're good. I highly recommend this one. So this is number 5. Okay, number 4 on the list is The Empire Strikes Back. Now there's really not a whole lot to add that hadn't been added on this movie over the years. I'm just going to kind of give you some reasons why I really like it. It's directed by George Lucas. For those of you that didn't know that, George Lucas has done an amazing job on this film. It's the second of 3 Star Wars films in the original trilogy, and I really like it. Let's talk about what's good about it. The first thing is the environments. You have from the ice planet of Hoth, where you have, all the action going on. You've got the Dagobah system, which is basically marshlands and swamps. I mean, you've got the Cloud City. It's really neat to see all the different environments in any Star Wars film. But this one really is, I enjoy it. The second thing about this movie is the special effects. For 1980, it was very cutting edge, and that's thanks to George Lucas's own special effects company, Industrial Light and Magic. They really did a good job, and hats off to them on it. Third thing about this movie that I really like is the characters. I mean, from Luke Skywalker to Harrison Ford's character, Han Solo, to the Wampas, I mean, it's just got a fantastic selection of characters that, really anybody can relate to. I really recommend this movie. If you haven't already seen it, I'm sure some of you haven't. If you haven't, go give it a watch. So on to number 3. Okay, number 3 is 1987's RoboCop. It was directed by Paul Verhoeven, who is a controversial director. Controversial meaning he's done, several different films, known for his ultra-violent perspective on, American culture, especially during the 80s when this film came out. The violence was over the top. I loved it. I mean, it has all sorts of stuff in it. Peter Weller stars as RoboCop. I think that, it's really a dark comedy, disguised as an action film, honestly. But I enjoy, watching it to this day. I mean, there's nothing about this movie that I don't like, honestly. I mean, RoboCop, I've got a really good interpretation of RoboCop that I'd like to leave you with. Freeze! Let the woman go. You are under arrest. So I'll end with that. Alright, on to number 2. A movie that many of you have probably never heard of, The Terminator. This was done by James Cameron. It was a Hemdale Pictures released in 1984. It was really, honestly, low budget for the time. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the lead star, was really, aside from Conan the Barbarian, no one knew who he was in Pumping Iron. It's a great movie. It's a sci-fi classic of mine. To sum it up, it's man versus machine, and man actually wins in the future. So Skynet fights back by sending a 37-year-old Austrian man, and of all places, depositing him in front of a dumpster. So once he arrives, you see him, you know, get up, blue lightning bolts come out of him, and then it's on. It's a really, really fantastic movie. The action's over the top. You've got humor. A little bit of tidbit of information on this film that a lot of people don't know is that O.J. Simpson was the original casting choice. That is until Arnold heard about it. And my interpretation of Arnold and James Cameron talking over the role is as follows. My name is Arnold. I'm the Terminator. And Mr. Cameron, you know, of course says, well, let's see what you have. And Arnold's like, the role. Give it to me now. So the rest is history. You know, James is definitely convinced by Arnold that he is the Terminator, literally. And after a few casting shots and screenshots, you know, the rest is history. Arnold gets the part. So give it a watch. It's great. So number 1 on my list is 1979's Alien, starring Sigourney Weaver. This is, without a doubt, the best sci-fi I've ever seen. And let's get into why I think that. The first thing is, I mean, the atmosphere. It's eerie. It's set mainly in space. It's, you know, on board a ship too, a salvage ship. But Sigourney Weaver's character, what I like about her character is her devotion to the mission, her devotion to the crew members. She's always reminded me of a female version of John Rambo, which I think is really, really cool. This movie has got comedy in it, unintentional. It's really, really just great. I mean, the action, the alien, you know, that Ridley Scott was able to devise for this movie. I mean, for 1979, very, very impressive. And I guarantee you that you can watch this movie tonight, and I think you'll be impressed. I really do. I mean, it's a great movie. The premise is, you know, the crew is in deep space. They're in a salvage, you know, ship, and they get a distress call, you know, from a foreign planet. I believe it's LD 296, I believe, or actually that's wrong. But anyways, it's really, they get the distress call and they go to check it out. I think it's 426, but it's been a while since I've seen this movie. Great movie. Go check it out. When they get the distress call, they go to see it, and all hell breaks loose. So give this movie a watch. I really enjoy it. That's going to conclude, you know, today's top 5 sci-fi, and I really hope you guys enjoy the video. And next week we have Adam returning, and he's going to be doing the top 5 drama, I believe, movies. So you guys have that to look forward to. So thank you so much, guys, and enjoy the video. We'll see you next time.